I can't tell if the camera in there is working or not. Oh, there's no sound? Oh. Oh. You can probably hear it now, right? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you guys had no system audio. Oh well. Who cares? Alright. Now there's sound, right? I was on Court TV earlier, so I had to I pressed this one button that doesn't allow system audio, and I forgot to unpress it. Alright. Cool. I don't have a clip of me on Court TV. I was on Court TV. I don't have a clip of it. But you guys, today is another day. Yesterday was the worst night of support we had the entire month and even part of last month. And we were doing so well. We were on a nice groove for the end of the month. So let's try to see if we can get the reach our goals and make up for yesterday. I mean, that was horrendous. All right. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. Thanks. I don't even know what you mean. I believe this lady is gone and probably long gone. Yeah, we don't have any idea where she is, Sure, you believe that. I mean, what does that even mean? Long gone, like gone dead, or like she's far away? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, so I was on Court TV, and one of them was just saying that there was only blood out there on the porch, but I think it's been widely reported now that there was actually blood droplets inside the home, and then we already know from weeks ago there was droplets all the way down into the gravel part of the driveway. So we already know that. So I added that in there. And my question was, why was she abducted and on the show? And I'm just that's not really my gig. I tried to throw something in there, but then I went and did my theory, but you never have enough time to sort of say it the way you want to say it on those shows, And then the lady afterwards was like, yeah, there's like all these different creators having theories, but here's what we need to do. It's like, well, no, my theory was based on, it wasn't on the why. I just shifted what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to just say that, the 147, when you see him on camera right around that time, he doesn't give a damn that he's being filmed at all. Hey, thank you very much, Alicia Nelson. I hope we don't. I'm hoping we don't have a really, really slow start again on here, you guys. So if you have the ability to support the channel, maybe buy some channel memberships, etc. My channel relies on you guys. I would appreciate it. Yesterday was just so demoralizing. I just went off and started working on an animation of some sort. And by the way, what do you guys think of this so far? I mean, so this is what I have. It's pretty cool, I think. That's going to be the character leaving a vehicle that's right over there. I wonder why that's so small. I guess oh yeah. And then this is the person coming down the street, going into, this is Guthrie's driveway, goes up to, boom, right there, right? Then a little while later, after disabling the camera, comes back out, goes back to the vehicle, and is going to wait for a while until to see if law enforcement shows up or not. It's pretty cool looking there, right? Down the streets, got all the, oh Jesus. And then after a while, this vehicle pulls out, drives around. Great. I don't think it's that type of, I don't give a damn if it's that type of vehicle. It's just representing a vehicle. And then it comes around into Nancy Guthrie's driveway and then parks right there. Boom. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, maybe they don't want to donate, but I need your guys' support regardless. So this is what I do on my show. All right, so currently we're at $5. Yeah, well, I actually used the 3D model of. I have this pay for the subscription where you can download the 3D. You know, the trees don't look great. You know, they're kind of blocky, but it's everything is exactly the right. You know, it's the hills. The size is true. You know, within a few inches. So, anyways, that's what I'm working on currently. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Cindy Boswell. And who watched me on Court TV tonight? I told you I was going to be on there tonight, but it doesn't seem like anybody even gave a damn enough to go out and watch it. You know, I was on there, and you know, I'd like to know how it went. You know, I don't know. But anyways, thanks, Cindy. All right, so this is on Twitter right here. This is Brian Enton was out there today, along with all the other people that just sit there all day long. Thank you, Sandy Will. Thank you, Carol Silva. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the brother. I don't think that's the brother. That doesn't seem to look like him to me. I mean, I guess we could go. Let's go look really quick. I guess it's possible. That was way back. First one was on maybe the 5th, 6th, 8th, I think.
We received.
Actually, that definitely could be him, couldn't it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but that guy there could be that guy, you know.
Your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is
I'm not looking at the hat either. It was more the ear. But... Hey, thank you, Tamsters. I don't know. This guy, I think, looks like he's about 50 right here. 50 something. Well, this might be a better one.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there.
Man, that's crazy. That's hard to tell, you know. I mean, it looks like the ear could be the same. He's kind of squinting here, so the nose is a little different, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. And he's looks like he doesn't have much hair on his head, too. There's that one. I think we also have this one here. This is the people showing up. Thank you, Wild Bill Washman. I mean, so the sheriff was out there because that's obviously what that vehicle was. But the people walking around had suits on, and one thing when I was on Vinny's show, they said that one of the guests came on and said that Fox News confirmed or something like that it was federal prosecutors at the scene. That's pretty crazy. I mean, what would they be doing there? What would it just be like, hey, you know, get us this, this, and this in case there is a case, or what? I mean, I'm not really sure, you know, or are they there to sort of suggest things to look for? What route? What route, John? What are you talking about, man? Maybe they should clean up the blood off the porch so the family doesn't have to look at it. I don't know. Yeah, well, they're saying they're giving it back to the family, too. Yeah, this one says Nancy Guthrie's home will be returned to the family as search stretches into 4th week. Guthrie, 84, the mother of Today Show host, co-anchor, was reported missing on February 1st. For weeks, her home in Tucson area has been the center of a flurry of law enforcement activity, including the recovery of DNA evidence. Activity seen Wednesday is related to efforts to return the home back to the Guthrie family. So maybe they're just getting their last little bits of information before giving it back. But I mean, I don't know. Why were there people there with suits on and things? It's weird. 2 federal law enforcement sources told NBC News. Okay, so they're saying activity seen Wednesday. I mean, I actually would believe, like, if NBC says that, even though I don't like NBC whatsoever, that they have 2 federal law enforcement sources, I would believe that before TMZ said it. Because TMZ's put out false information in this case. Officials acknowledge, and it's also NBC, it's not MSNBC. It was not immediately clear that the FBI or Pima County Sheriff's Department was doing what they were doing inside the home Wednesday. It did not appear that they were engaged in activities outside the home that were seen on previous visits. More than 23,000 calls have been made to the FBI tip line since Guthrie was taken. What do you guys think the federal prosecutors out there would be for? But hey, guys, any chance you could help support the channel? We're just absolutely struggling again and again and again and again. So if we have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. We're getting right near the end of the month, and we're just collapsing on the support going into the end, and that's really not a good thing. I was trying to get it so we could donate $5,000 out of the income from the channel this month, but yesterday it sort of set us back a day or two. It was that bad. Yeah, well, I hope it's that they're planning on making an arrest, like a bodiless arrest. That would be pretty interesting if that's what they're doing. And they may have been aware of somebody for a while. They're just not saying it, I guess. But I mean, why are they still doing all this DNA testing and reporting and saying it's this person and that, you know? Yeah. Yeah, we already had all the... Yeah, some idiot out there. Remember how I overlaid this one over the arch? They're out there questioning that little, you know how that little color variation on the side? I even said, yeah, because you don't have the continuation of the arc, so I had to put it over the arch. It fits perfectly. It's the same camera. There's just not the rest of the arch there. No, I'm not going to look at the, quote, big boxy item in his pocket. You know why? Because we don't know what it is. Wait, do I have that one? That's one I don't really normally seem to... I don't know. I think I have it. Let's see. But I hope you guys are hearing what I'm saying. I need the support for the channel. Thank you. It just seems to fall on deaf ears over and over and over again. I know I'm not one of the big, channels out there with 40,000 people watching, but I try my best. Jesus. Oh yeah, so it's right before that, isn't it? It's got to be that, right? I think I had that clip before. Let me record that thing. I'll put it in here. What's in what box? What are you talking about? I'm just getting that thing that I just recorded. I'm going to put it in here and see if it fits right in there. Seems like it would. Does that go together? Almost seems like that goes together. Let's see. Oh, that looks really close. Let's see. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Look where his right foot is planted on that square. Let's see if it maintains that position. Oh yeah. That's the same shot. Look at that. So those do go together. It's just missing. I don't know, like a half a second right there. See that? So those do go together. Huh. That's what I was thinking that would do. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. So you really have this whole clip that goes this long. See? This whole thing, even from all the way out there. That's interesting. All right, we probably need somebody to do a challenge of some sort, you guys, or just I'm not trying, I'm just saying I don't know what to tell you guys. We were gonna have this great end of the month, and here we are, you know. So if you guys can help support the channel, I would appreciate it. I hate asking over and over and over and over and over again. You guys know what we do here. We're better than the other channels who do nothing. So if you have the ability to, that would be great. Thanks. I'm going to put it on top of the other one for a second. All right, maybe like that. The heck? What the heck was that? Jesus. Doesn't even make any sense. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was the scale button. Okay, I was looking for that 100 over here. Thanks, Tamsters. So there you go. There you have it. That's the full clip. I don't know if they've ever put those out there together like that. But that's a more, you know, you can see him walking from all the way out there. And, you know, interestingly, he's coming from from the left over there. So, I wonder if he parked his car off to the left. I mean, it doesn't really matter where he parked it. I mean, it might be left, and that's why they looked at that camera over there, too. I don't know. How do we know what's in his pocket? Why are people asking what's in his pocket? It's just about as dumb as, like, you know, trying to, I mean, not dumb, but it's just like, who knows what's in his pocket or what's in his backpack or any of those things? We don't know. And by the way, when I was on the show, the guy did exactly the same, you know, you know how I've shown you guys the tile and using this precise, like right there, you can't see, and there's the edge of here's the doormat. It's 2 feet from the edge, so there's 2 tiles, and this one, they explained it exactly the same way, literally identical to the way I've explained it 100 times on here. No, you know, that's not something another person would randomly say, you know. It's like, yeah, no, there was blood right there. You know, gone over that 100 times. And then they put this image together with the blood spatter, rotated it around. You know, it was like exactly the same thing that I've been showing you guys for weeks. Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Right before I came on, too. I almost wanted to say, wow, yeah, it looks really familiar. No, of course. I mean, I was identical, you know, identical description. Yeah, so this is probably right around like 147. I would say like within a minute of this is when he removed the camera. And then apparently, like the sheriff said that they don't even have the camera. So he must have broke it or done something with it. Thank you, Allie Cake. So the way I look at this, and by the way, they also brought on people talking about expirated blood. And again, everybody, I'm the one that told the people that were saying it that there was expirated blood. So it's just, it's one of those things where, it doesn't matter how things work. People just don't do the credit thing. It's just is what it is. Yeah. So the way I look at this with the timeline, hey, thank you, Daniel, for gifting a membership. The way I look at it is the key timeline that matters in this is 147, 212, 228. That's it. That's all that matters. That's right. Well, I hope so, Joel Burnt. Yesterday was just so disappointing. Out of nowhere, we've been doing really well and just went, just like that. Hey, thanks so much, Jeep Girl. All right. All right, so let me just explain this again if you're somebody out here new, and then you tell me where I get it wrong in here. Like theorizing. Don't say, well, Gray, I think it's this, therefore, I want you to tell me how it's not plausible on what I'm saying. Or not even like it doesn't make sense. All right, so here we go. We don't know when that other picture was taken. All right. But at 147, I would say that's likely the time of the video that we see him on camera. Do you agree? Like it's right around that time. That I don't think this is another day, this shot right here. I think that's like this day. He's about to go into the home. And just after this, he removed the camera after coming over here, doing this. And then, like right after that, boom, it's probably taken off. Do you guys agree with that? Hey, thanks, Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. And also, thanks, Allie Cake on Linda Howe's Wave. So, do you guys agree that 147 is just after this? Put a 1 if you agree with that. Like right after you see the grass and whatnot, he probably just broke it off. All right. Okay. Right. So he was aware that there was a camera there. Okay. So he walks in there and he doesn't care that he's being filmed. Can we all agree with that? He doesn't care that he's being filmed. He's got his balaclava on. He's got this whole thing that he put together. And hey, thanks, Lori Fisher. So he doesn't care that he's being filmed. Do you guys agree with that? Like he doesn't care that he knows he's going to be filmed. He's just there casually walking around. He doesn't care at all. He just goes, da, 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 He's got his balaclava. He's got the backpack, the jacket, all these things that he just probably purchased. Right. So he didn't care at all. So then you ask yourself, well, then why does he want to block the camera with the weed? And the reason is because he's going to be parking his car right there, and he's going to be taking Nancy Guthrie out of the home. He didn't care if Nancy Guthrie was on that camera. He didn't care at all. The only thing that he cared about was that his vehicle, when it was parked he might have even backed it up to right there. We don't know. I mean, really. He doesn't want that on camera, so he was going to put the weed on top of it. But that didn't work, so he just took the camera off, probably broke it, but it's not there. They didn't recover the camera. So then after he removes the camera, and knowing that he's going to be driving over here and parking the car in a little while, he leaves for a bit to see if when he went in there, it would have sent a signal, a notification to somebody. And are they calling the police, or is anybody going to show up? So he goes back. I have him parked like right in this area. I mean, what a perfect, look at this parking spot here, by the way. It's just almost meant to do this. You just park right on the side of the road, and you're off the road. These bushes here sort of hide you a little bit. And let's just say from right there, that's where he originally parks. Then he leaves the house at 127, knowing he's going to park there. Then he goes all the way over to here, gets it near the car, and he just waits for like 20 minutes to see if anybody shows up. And then after nobody shows up, he drives this direction and probably drives in back over like this, and then stops right in this area here. And then when he gets out of the vehicle, he might walk around the house like this, and then hop over this fence over there. Because he didn't think there was any cameras back there. He didn't notice this one up here. And that camera filmed motion. He probably saw this one right there. So he goes, oh, I'll go in the back. So he jumps over. That camera picks him up at 212. And then he opens the door. And then he goes into the house and he confronts Nancy, probably, 214 or so. And then 14 minutes later, she's alive. She's dripping blood in the house to the door. And then on the way out the door, he's standing next to her right, just kind of holding her up, and she coughs, probably bent over. And then he walks her to the car, puts her in. And then it's right there. And then that vehicle pulls away. And maybe it goes left, could go right. I don't know. Thanks, Michelle H. So we need to get some sort of a challenge going here in a little bit, you guys. Well, I don't care if you disagree, Giggle. You can't disagree with something that is something that you can't disprove. I just told you what the rules were here. You're wrong. You're wrong, Giggle Glimmer. You're factually incorrect. A perfect name for you, though. A glimmer of hope that your brain worked and you giggled all the way out the door. All right, let's see. I wish they could recover the footage and audio after he ripped the camera off. Well, they do. They probably do have some video just for a little bit after he took it off of there. I mean, I don't know if they recovered it yet, but no, Giggle. I said, if you have something that completely refutes what I just said, can anybody tell me a factual element in there that didn't work? I think he brought Nancy into cam view, then he removed it and later advised location. That's just ludicrous. Okay. That's ridiculous. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen typed. That nothing you typed up there has any relevance to any factual element of the case. You just sort of blabbed out something that showed up in your brain. I mean, I'm just telling. I'll put it on the screen. It was just so ludicrous. Look at here we go. Let's. Where is this one? Hold on. Let's do it. Yeah, right here. I disagree. I think he didn't remove the cam then, but covered. Okay, I think he brought Nancy into the cam view proof. Then he removed it and later advised location of cam. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? Man, that's unreal, man. That's unreal. Hey, thanks, Tamsters and Cheryl Bullock. Yeah, wish that made any sense, Just didn't, I guess you can't do anything about it. I wish they could recover the footage and audio after he ripped the camera. Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe the camera was recording. You know that, but here's the thing: they said it disconnected at 147. That means it didn't record any more stuff after he removed it. You know, so he probably broke it or smashed, did something with it. No, it is your fault, Giggle Glimmer. It's one of the worst written sentences I've ever seen in my entire life. So you go ahead and try to explain it in your own mind. Nobody knew what it meant. They still don't. Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to tell people is the theory that I just said, what is wrong with it? Okay? Not, hey, Gray, I don't agree because I think this crazy stuff happened that I'm inventing in my brain. Okay? This is just a real, it's based on the information that we have in the timeline. Hey, look at that. We've got Phyllis Watson with a challenge. When there are 5 memberships donated, they'll donate 5 all by themselves. So if you guys do 1, that would be great. Yeah, I always feel like I get called that all the time. Sweet Lorraine, like a teacher. Why would he park in the yard for 47 minutes when you're messing around with cameras? That doesn't make any sense. That's even less sense. You just, in the middle of the night at 2:30 in the morning, you turn your lights off and you creep up into these and you just park. Nobody's going to see it. Okay. You know, think through it a little bit. Hey, all right. We got Wild Bill Wassman and Sherry C. What do you mean they brought her into cam view? That still doesn't make any sense, Giggle Glimmer. Does anybody else know what the hell she's talking about? Or a guy? I don't know if it's a guy or what it is. Hey, thanks, Bruce Holdaway and Tamsters. Oh, jeez. I'm talking to one person who was rude in the way, you're wrong. This is what happened. And it's like, no. Okay. Yeah, me too. She Felon, me too. Hey, thanks, Sweet Lorraine. We need 1 more, you guys. 1 more of those. That'd be perfect. Yes, the cam was removed at 147. Her pacemaker disconnected. I know. That's what I'm saying, Tide 5604. The camera at the front door was disconnected at 147. I don't believe he went into the house for 41 minutes. I think he waited somewhere to see if law enforcement would show up. Doesn't that make sense, by the way? If you remove a camera and you know that you show up on motion, don't you assume that it sent a notification to somebody that you're there? So you're there, you remove the camera, and then you wait and see what were the ramifications of me removing this camera. And you wait and you wait and you wait. And then like 20 minutes later, they go, okay, great, boom. And they drive to the house. Doesn't that just make sense? And they park right there. They knew that they were going to park there. That's why they had to block the camera. That makes total sense. He knew that he was on camera there. He didn't care that he was on camera there. But eventually he wanted to block the view. He didn't care if they saw Nancy. Why would he care? It's not going to identify him. It's just Nancy. What he cared about was the car that he was going to have parked there for 16 minutes. And they might be able to identify that vehicle. Did we get all 5 of those? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more gifted channel memberships, you guys, to reach that challenge that we had. I know you said you disagree. You're not blocked. I'm saying I disagree with why he blocked the cam. Well, you didn't say that in your theory up there. You worded it so poorly, okay? I'm just being honest with you. I don't know what to tell you. I read it 4 times, and nobody else in chat understood it either. Right. Let's see. I agree. That was my first thought. He smashed the first cam and hid. Right. So and we've been doing this, talking about this for weeks in here. I mean, 2 weeks at least about this timing here, maybe 2.5. And nothing is. No, he would, just in case somebody came to the door. So you can disagree all day long, but he obviously moved his car right there because that's how they removed her from the home. So you can disagree all day long. He would have had that with him just in case somebody, confronted him. Hey, why didn't Savannah put out via her? Hey, thanks so much there, Phyllis Watson. I'm not your bro. Okay. Bro, I said I disagree with what you didn't say that up there. If you go read your original, it doesn't say that. Why he didn't remove the cam? Oh, jeez. Oh, God. If you keep, we're just gonna. I don't know what you're saying still. Okay, I still don't. If you're there to commit a murder, it doesn't seem that it makes sense to hide just around the corner if law enforcement is on the way in plain sight. Well, it's not just around the corner. This is this street right here isn't a street that law enforcement would probably take to get there. And I don't know if this is right where he parked. I just have it there. I mean, he's not going to park in the driveway up here. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, it could be that he parked, could he even parked right there, knowing, and maybe at that moment he drove the car away somewhere, and then he waited a while, and then he came back and he saw law enforcement wasn't there. Who knows? But he could have just parked the car right here, and then after he did that, he goes over to his vehicle, and maybe that's why you see him coming in from this direction. But let's say he parked right over there. He walks down the street, goes in there, removes the camera, and then quickly goes over to his car and then just drives away for a while. He's over here somewhere, just driving, takes his balaclava off for a moment, driving. And then he just comes back in 20 minutes or so, and there's nobody there. So then, this time he pulls into the driveway and he parks right there. Then he goes into the house, and the reason... there's a camera right over here that picks up motion. It's not the same camera in the front of the house because that was 147 and it stopped connecting to the network. So that camera had no more recordings that they're referring to. At 212, a different camera picks them up. The sheriff said that it could have filmed an animal referring to that camera. Well, then that means it's an outdoor camera. So it's likely this one here, this is the same one that law enforcement was on the roof removing and checking out, picks up motion, and that is the time frame where this person is entering the home. There currently is zero evidence that there was anybody other than the one person we see on camera. And then he goes into the house at 2:12, 2:13, and then he confronts Nancy inside the house. And at gunpoint, forces her out of the house. They stop at the door because he's shutting the door. And then she coughs on the ground. And then he has her keep moving. She's to his left, so he's not stepping on her blood at all. And she's making it down there. She might have been kind of holding her nose, whatever. Who the hell knows? Little drops over here. And then she makes it into this vehicle here, and she is taken away. All right. So what doesn't make sense about that? I mean, besides having like your own theory that is, just thought up out there that, mine is all based on the factual elements of the case. That's it. Okay. No, it's not Giggle Glimmer. What it is if you type something in that was remotely understandable, I still don't know what you were saying. I would look at it and go, that kind of makes sense. But you still haven't done it yet. You keep saying, I'm not talking about that. And then you mentioned about like she was put on camera intentionally for proof of something and then somebody else was told about the camera. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm just letting you know. Yeah, so the only factual elements that we have are the ones that I deployed in that theory right there. I don't know where the car was. I mean, that's ridiculous to guess that. Yeah, but you're speculating on nothing, Giggle Glimmer. I know you're here to troll the channel and just try to create a whole thing. And I almost think you intentionally wrote it the first way, knowing it wouldn't be understandable, and you've never even made it understandable since that time, which is bizarre. Yeah, I don't kick people out of here. And by the way, I don't mind if you have, you can have a different opinion. Just make sure it's more likely. See, when I come up with something, I try to make it really likely. And then when somebody goes, well, maybe it was aliens. Well, how dare you, Gray? Well, it's just, it's not more likely. You get it? Yeah, that's not, they didn't give any proof. They never gave law enforcement any proof of life, Giggle Glimmer. That never happened. So you're already off, just like right there. You know what I'm saying? And how would that work? They went inside and they got a hold of the system, and you know how that doesn't make sense, Giggle Glimmer? How would they have got surveillance footage when law enforcement didn't even have the ability to get it? They had to send it off to Google to back engineer some files. So somehow these guys are as smart as the engineers at Google, and went out to the cloud and grabbed an image so they could prove to law enforcement. You get how that doesn't work? Right. That's what I thought. It doesn't matter that proof there isn't, but I just explained it to you, Giggle Glimmer. You see this? They had her on camera she's saying, or he or whatever, to prove that they took her and demands. How did they get the footage when she hadn't paid her bill? It didn't create videos.
Stupid as being.
Okay, hold on. I've already explained. I already said he would. He would bring the gun in his backpack when he was going to remove the camera, just in case somebody confronted him while he's there. Okay? Right. If the other image, when he doesn't have a backpack or the gun, he's not doing anything. So if somebody saw him, he'd just run and, be like, oh, I don't know, I got lost, But if they caught him in the middle of removing the camera, he'd have to be able to protect himself. All right, guys, who's going to do the next challenge? We're got to about 40%, so if we can get a few more of those going, that'd be great. Thanks. I don't know. Why not? Maybe he just, because then, I guess he knows he's going back to his car, but maybe he just brought it because that's got other gear in there. Who the hell knows? All right, see, but here's what you're doing is you're saying because you wouldn't have grabbed the backpack, therefore it's not something he did. It's weird. Who knows why anybody does anything? Why didn't he show up with the gun that one time when he was all by himself with nothing? Okay, hey, Ava, I'm not going to keep arguing with you. You're trolling now, trying to keep arguing on a really just insignificant point. He wasn't there for 40 minutes inside. Well, here's the thing. I can't tell you if he was there or not. Either can you. I'm just saying I think the motion at 212 indicates them entering the home. That's what I think. Giggle isn't fine. They're intentionally knowing what they're saying doesn't make sense. They just keep saying it over and over again. How in the hell did the people she was proved? Okay, the killer you know, the abductor in this case, how did they get the video to prove something when law enforcement had to use Google to back engineer images? Let's see. I didn't. No, they just left after I debunked what they were saying. I didn't block her. I didn't want her blocked. I didn't want him or her or whatever Giggle Glimmer is. I don't know. They're still here. They just got debunked live on, YouTube. What do you mean? Do I have a theory? I just went through the whole damn thing. Hey, by the way, what do you guys think of this right here? So this is what I'm working on currently. So, on that side street over there, this is just like, maybe he's parked somewhere else. Who the hell knows? I just put it there. So this would be the person walking right here. Down the street. Man, this is probably like at let's just say 140 or so or whatever. And then he goes to the front door. And then from there, you could almost cut right over to like this shot right there. Just like this even. I'd put that right in there, just like that. Ding, he comes in. He does come from the other side over there, though. So it makes you wonder if he was around the back by the garage first. Something like that, but, don't know. So anyways, he walks into the house, and then I have it set up where he then leaves to go back to his vehicle that he had parked over there. And he's going to wait to see if law enforcement shows up. Now, he could have just been parked outside and drove it away. And, but I don't know. I don't think he would do that because then there'd be lights moving and maybe it would wake somebody up. More people just driving back and forth. Then he goes back to the car. Then at right around 2:07, gets in the vehicle and then drives down the street and then turns into the driveway right here. And then parks right there. See? And then that's the moment they get out of the car, and that would be on the camera. Okay, see now Google Glimmer is that. See that's what they were doing. They were being a troll. You see that? I'm here, and I still think you're easily triggered. See, that was your whole point by putting out nonsensical drivel, and then it was easily debunked. Then you say, "Look, see, that's what passive aggressive people do." Yeah. Okay. Now you're gone. All right. See you. Hey, I gave you some chances. See you later. Bye-bye. What seems more logical? Which one? Let's see. If he did visit the house on a previous occasion, why did he not come prepared to remove the camera instead of looking around? Yeah, I mean, that's one of those questions out there. I think it's the same night, in my opinion. I think he just thought, I'll just, let's see. I mean, what? I really can't come up with a good explanation of that, like why he grabbed the plant. He probably just thought he could deal with it when he got there. He thought, well, if I could cover it, I don't have to break it. Okay, I'm going to break it now. Or rip it off. Something like that. We don't always have great explanations for the things criminals do. They do stupid stuff. Yeah, there's no timestamp on the cameras. However, I don't think that it's logical to believe that this image is from like January 18th or something. This seems like he's ready to go. He's got his gloves on, the balaclava, And I'm not even sure that other image that everybody's saying. I don't think this one here is even from. I think it's might even be the same date. I actually agree with what the sheriff said on that. I don't know why their law enforcement or other people are saying that's January 11th. All right, who's going to do a challenge for me in here? We can't have another really poor night like yesterday. We got our donation night coming up here on in 3 days, and yesterday was just set us back, so we got to keep on trucking. So if you could buy some channel memberships for people, that would be great. Yeah, maybe you know that whole thing about the shoes is people claim that it's without a doubt that the shoes are different. All I can tell you is they could be different, but we don't know, because that is the blurriest picture in the history. I mean, look at that thing. There's no definition whatsoever. Yeah, there's a black thing, black, and then black, black. But that's all we got. And we don't know. I don't think so, Mike. That doesn't make any sense. If he called somebody, there'd be an arrest made already. Let's see. They've already done the geofencing, cast data. They found all the vehicles or cell phones pinging in the area. If he had made a phone call to get a ride, which is absolutely ludicrous. Hey, give me a ride. By the way, I have this old lady with me right here. The mother of a really famous person. Don't mind me, though. I'm going to get an Uber. We do. This right here is the same person as this person. Right over here. It's the same person. It's just really like incredibly obvious, you know. I mean, here's the thing. I guess I can't say 100% it's not the same person. What I can say is that the person has a balaclava on, a similar fleece that has the black line right there, which you can see over here. Now let's go back to this one. This one you can see. So you can see the black line right here. That's not part of the backpack. And then the white there, the balaclava is the same color. I mean, I guess the top, some people are saying it was brighter out, moonlight or whatever. I don't know. This one seems like it was a lot darker and they boosted it up dramatically. All right. So what's the deal, you guys? Can we do another challenge of some sort? Please, somebody out there, we need to reach the goals tonight. Do you think law enforcement have more surveillance? Maybe. They might have an image here and there they're not sharing. Maybe even more video that doesn't help identify them anymore, but it shows them something, you know. What do you mean? What are we missing? Yeah, sometimes it just seems like, there's got to be something in this, but there's these people that come up with the craziest things. Oh, he's got a ring on his finger. Forget it. That's not in there. I'm not saying he doesn't have a ring. You just can't see it. Man, don't you guys see that? How like we were on a little bit of a groove and then we've just been on a lull for like 45 minutes now. So we need the support for the channel. I don't know why. This is different than 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days, the whole month. And then it just went. Now, what do they think the coded message is? So then I got the most recent video appealing for information about her missing mother, Nancy. Hey, thanks, Nikki. Nikki 6. Marks a significant strategic pivot, appealing to the greed and guilt of her mother's captors or killers. Guthrie posted a video to her Instagram account. In it, the visibly emotional Today Show host addressed whoever has taken her mother, telling them, "We need to know where she is. We need her to come home." And for the first time, she acknowledged this could be an exercise in recovery. That's not the first time. She absolutely said the same thing in her second video, where she literally said, we've said this a million times, just crystal clear, where she says, "We understand." And basically they understand. They'd like to know where she is so that they can get her. And I'll just tell you what it's saying. It's saying, "We understand that our mother's not alive right now, and we're willing to pay for you to tell us where her body is." And then the last part is, "And that's the only way that we're going to get peace is if you tell us where her body is, so we can bury her properly and give a goodbye and celebrate her life that she had." And we feel so strongly about getting that peace, because I bet you law enforcement has told them, "Man, this could be really difficult. The missing people's cases, and they know what it feels like." She described it. So the only way they're going to get peace is to get her mother's body back. And they're willing to pay money just for that information. That was their second Instagram. Now, you can pretend it meant something else, but that is, that's my opinion on what that one meant. Yeah. And we all know Nancy was in the home the whole night because her cell phone would be pinging inside the home. Her cell phone's in the home. Her law enforcement knows that her cell phone's pinging there. Her heart monitor or her heart or pacemaker was still connected to the cell phone, which is somewhat unique because it actually shows that the person is right near the phone for that to be working. And it was working all the way from the whole time she was over at her daughter's home and then dropped off. And then at 2:28, it stopped connecting because it got far enough away from her cell phone and watch that it could not communicate anymore, and it's never communicated again. All right. All right, guys, any chance somebody could do a challenge of some sort? There's not justice in this case. We should all feel uneasy, unsafe. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone, she said. Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley. But according to former FBI Special Agent and Crisis Negotiator Jason Pack, the language used in the emotional video was far from accidental. He explained Savannah's language. "We believe in the essential goodness of every human being. It is never too late. It's not just a grieving daughter reaching for comfort. That is a theologically grounded appeal to conscience, and it is one of the most powerful tools in a negotiator's kit. When somebody's holding a secret that heavy, the belief that redemption is still possible is sometimes the only thing that moves them. The family's visible public faith is not incidental to the case. It is strategic. It's a strategic asset. In the video, Guthrie also announced that the family is offering a reward of up to $1 million for the recovery of their mother, who has not been seen since January 31st. Thanks for the coffee, Lisa. All right, so I guess what we could do is I was going to make it so that people could, you don't show up on the screen, but you could call in and give you your thoughts. So what do I need to do, you guys, to get the freaks out there to support the channel tonight? So we can have, we're just trying to build up to the end of the month. We were doing well, and then it just, I'm not sure what to say, but 2 days ago it just went, or yesterday. And there's no reason, you know. So what we're trying to do is, see, my channel, unlike others, we donate thousands of dollars, but I have to make an income to survive as a channel as well. So, you know, I was trying to get to where we could donate 5, but it doesn't look like we're getting there. Yesterday was the worst night of the entire month, and tonight's going to be the second worst if we keep this pace up. Yeah, we don't know if he was looking through the window or what he was doing. I mean, that she could see it. Thanks, Allie K. All right, so if you have any thoughts up there, there is the StreamYard link. You can just use it like a phone, though. I don't know why they didn't take stuff like that. The doormat, maybe they swabbed everything, you know. I don't know. It's weird. I'm sure they swabbed every single, took pictures and swabbed and tested blood, and you know, they know what blood is where, so maybe it didn't really matter. But you think, you know, maybe something fell onto the doormat. I don't know. 212. That's what I'm saying. 212 is, I think, the time that the person entered the home. And prior to that, they were just waiting to see if cops would show up. And then they go inside the home. Hey, thank you so much there to Shinobi Business. At least I can sort of say it right now. Shinobi Business was also a defibrillator. Her cardiologist would have data. Well, I just think her pacemaker is going to show exactly the moment she confronted the perpetrator. I think they have the exact time that happened. Hey, look at that. We got Sweet Lorraine said that they'll donate 5 memberships if 5 other random, just people donate 1 random. Oh, wait, that's not what I meant to say. She'll donate 5 memberships if 5 individuals donate 1. Okay. That was Sweet Lorraine's challenge. That would be great. That would get us going towards maybe about 70%. They know a lot more than we are aware of. Yeah, I agree. They know more. Yeah. I'd like to know why the federal prosecutors were there today. That's pretty interesting. I mean, I guess Fox News is saying that. Or somebody was. Let's see. Fox News, Nancy Guthrie, federal prosecutors. Yeah, right there. See? That's today. Federal prosecutors visit Nancy Guthrie's home to assist FBI with routine legal process. I mean, of returning. Oh, okay. So just to return the home back, sort of technically correct. I bet that is Cameron right there. All right. So we need 4 more gifted channel memberships, you guys. See if we can get that. That will reach the challenge that was so generously offered there by Sweet Lorraine. The development comes as a retired FBI agent says the Guthrie family's new $1 million reward offer puts psychological pressure on any potential accomplices to come forward with information. For some decaf, I guess. Hey, you guys, haven't you guys all been frustrated in this case? Like, I tell you what, I spent like 10 minutes watching some of those live streamers that are on the scene, like the one that's actually in, I don't know what you call it, Wikipedia article about them. The comments made in the comments section are so idiotic that I don't even think they have mods over there. But there's a certain point, don't you see these things and just get so freaking frustrated? Because I get frustrated almost every single day. So the thing is, in this, it seems like there's this void of information that so many people have, and they still say things and theorize on something where it's not true. Like, oh, yeah, man, the blood doesn't go anywhere. It just stays right there on the porch. No, we've already learned that it was in the house and then all the way down the driveway. That's known information. So when I'm on here, I just exude the same thing that you guys are probably feeling. But hey, guys, we need to get the... we had one person, Wild Bill Wassman, join in on the challenge to get the channel memberships. We need more... I guess 4 more channel memberships gifted by people to reach the goal. Yeah, every 5 minutes. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like that person that was commenting earlier in here. They didn't make any sense. It was devoid of information. They said that, I think what they were trying to say is that at some other point in time, I don't know, they used the front door camera to film Nancy to prove to somebody else that they had filmed her, or proof of life. No, to use as proof of life later. Okay? But does that make any sense to anybody when we realize that she hadn't been paying for her service? And so if it was that simple to do, then the FBI wouldn't have had to call Google up to back engineer the files to turn into videos. You get it? Yeah, so what we're saying here is we had rocket scientists do this. In fact, that on the spur of the moment, they went out to the cloud and somehow got into the Google system and downloaded the same raw files and then converted it. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thanks so much there. 3 collies. Thanks for your insight as always. Has anything been mentioned about the trash pickup and landfill research? I don't think it's been in any articles or anything. Although I remember there was, it seemed like right at the beginning there was something that somebody mentioned that, but that turned out to be bogus the other day. They were there for something totally unrelated. At least that's what they said. But man, I mean, you would think that they would have looked at stuff like that, like what day was garbage pickup, etc. All right, I think we still need 3 more gifted channel memberships, unless you want to count those. I'm not sure how that worked. The challenge was for gifted memberships. So it was Sweet Lorraine said she'll donate 5 memberships if we can get 5 memberships gifted. So what are we at now? We're at 3, 1, 2, or 1, 2. Family has to be devastated. Imagine if it was your mom. Yeah. Hey, you guys, you can come on the show. Your face doesn't show up. It's just like being on a phone call. I can see your face down below, but you don't show up on the screen. And right at the top of the screen, you just click on the StreamYard link and talk. Hey, thanks so much there, Phyllis Watson. All right, very cool. The kidnapper wouldn't have known if her camera had a subscription or not. What do you mean? Right. Yeah, they wouldn't know. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So here, what they were saying is that they took the video, and that's what they used to prove that she was alive. Like that's what they were saying earlier. Yeah, the person at the door had no idea that they hadn't paid their bill and it'd be hard to get the footage. They didn't care that they were being filmed. Does everybody agree with that? Like in this shot right here, this person had no care in the world that they would be identified. Now, their head is down in that one. It's interesting, but, they're just walking around. They're just, they make a little effort to not show their whole face perfectly and everything. But they're just like, whatever. Let me go get some weeds over here. Maybe we can figure it out. It's actually a pretty long clip there. It's only missing about a half second. And he gets those, and he's just going to go back over. And, I bet he walked right over there. We just don't have that part. All right, I think we still need 2 more gifted memberships. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And then that'll reach Lorraine's challenge. Or Sweet Lorraine. Da, da, da. That's Sweet Caroline Gray. I know. Yeah, seeing that one? I mean, look how creepy that little one, that shot right there is, huh? And they have the plants, and they're going to bring them over he's going to bring it over to the camera. And they lose that. So he's already over there working it. So it's probably about 5 seconds later, I would guess. But they knew that they were going to be filmed. So the only reason they're doing this, which I think is really the only logical way to look at it, is that because why would they care if that camera, if it was working, picked up them removing Nancy from the home? Why would they care? They're not identifiable. They would only care because they're going to be moving their own car right there, which that camera films. And that is why they would be blocking the camera. Are you still there, Sweet Lorraine? I'm not sure we had an opportunity there. It was we had Wild Bill Wassman, and then we had Carol Silva, and then Phyllis Watson. I mean, you can choose if you want. You could use two of the other ones that weren't gifted memberships. Although that was your challenge. Now it'd be creepy. Hey, there's one. I just need one more then. Look at that. Very cool. I think this picture right here is like one of the all-time creepiest images that you could ever. And let me show you the one that I made the other day that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's this one right here. So I made this using a bunch of different shots to get the whole thing in there. And so that's what it really looked like. Now, some idiot on Twitter, after I've already explained it, see that line right there? See that? They're like, oh my God, what's going on? It looks edited. It looks at, because it is edited. I'm just showing you what it would have looked like. Hey, there it is. All 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Michelle H. Look at that. Very cool. It's curious as to why he wasn't concerned about one of those alerts. Well, I think he was. That's what I'm saying. I think he was only there. I think this is basic. I bet you that this video here is almost, how much time is this? I bet you it's like 40 seconds long. I bet this was a minute. And he broke that thing off just after this. I mean, in fact, look at this. What's happening on the screen right now? Look at it. Watch. Right there. That's the last shot. He could have broke that thing off right after that. Yeah. I don't know. We were probably so slow for Sweet Lorraine that she disappeared. She probably fell asleep. Hey, they reached your goal there, Sweet Lorraine. Your challenge. Whoever it should get the DP. Yeah, they reached your challenge. Megan Kelly had a demo of camera removal. Yeah, I saw that one. I played it on my show. It's pretty good. I thought one of the more interesting elements of that would be that if the person, after removing that, stayed around, but it almost has my theory in it where they went to their car. Hey, thanks so much, Sweet Lorraine. That was so nice of you to do the challenge there. It really helped out a lot. You know, like what if the person removed the camera and then brought it to their car and left it in the vehicle, and then they moved the car over there? But interestingly, it would still keep recording onto the cloud as long as it had a connection to the Wi-Fi. But I wouldn't think it would go that far. I mean, I think if you were just to the end of the driveway, it probably would quit sending a signal on that. Maybe. Those things they don't have a long distance on them. Hey, wow, thanks. 3 collies. Yeah, it's funny. Somebody pointed these out. I wasn't even really focused in on this stuff over here. But yeah, I mean, that's the lock, the doorknob, and then right where he's grabbing up facing the door to the right is where the camera was. Let's see, I sleep with my phone next to me. Yeah. Yeah, I think most people do that these days. I think the best thing to do is you have cameras that are on Wi-Fi and then a battery backup of the Wi-Fi. That way they still work. Well, that's what I was saying, Random Bogey. We already talked about all that. If there was motion, it would be in his pocket. It might record, and it would be black video, but he might record audio. Right? That would be if it's still connected to the network. But as soon as he gets it away from that, it's pretty much like her pacemaker, where there's no more information being sent. Even though the camera in the pocket is detecting a motion, it's not able to send it somewhere. Right? I mean, I'm not sure if it needs to have a connection to even sense motion. I doubt it. And they don't have internal storage, so that means the camera, when it's near the home and senses something, would have recorded something, but when the bill wasn't paid, it really sort of sets it as deleted immediately after recording the video. So it does record the video, but sets it as right overable, you know. And then so that means the next motion could, in theory, write over the entire video. But apparently they have a way to do it where it could write over part of the video and you can still recover that portion, which is really weird to me. Because usually it's like but I mean, I guess the way it's written, that kind of makes sense. Because it's like a linear segment on a computer, not just a file. 212. Yeah. Well, here's what I'm going to say about that. All we know is at 147, the front doorbell camera stopped connecting. There was no more video from it. And then they said at 212, a camera picked up motion. It just didn't save it because of the, you know, the subscription. So what it means is that it, in fact, is a different camera than this one. There's a lot of people out there that kept saying it was the same camera, which is absolutely not true. This one stopped sending motions at 147. So that means it's likely this one, because in one of the press conferences, he said that, yeah, it picked up the motion of a person. And he goes, well, I guess it could have been an animal. Well, why would he say animal if it was an indoor camera? So to me, it means that the camera that picked up motion at 212 is this one right there. And it shows, and that was, I don't know if what it shows. I mean, they might not have been able to recover it. They just know a motion was detected. And then remember, this is where the floodlight was broken. So maybe he took that off as well, and then goes in there just so it's dark, left the door open, goes in there, and then goes out to the vehicle that he parked there, knowing that there's no camera filming that, so he felt safe about it. Oh, you liked it? Yeah. Are you there, Carlite? You move forward. I thought I did okay on there. It's just so hard to explain things the way I do here because I have more time. They want you to just sort of sneak it in there. I did feel good about the fact that they were reporting on there that the blood was only on the porch there. And that reporting has long been done, right? Do you guys all agree with that? That there's been plenty of reporting, not just from Banfield's source, but other sources. I've seen it like on Fox News. They said a source says that there were droplets inside the home, and then it, probably leads out to the front door. I mean, they don't necessarily say that, but sure. I mean, it goes out the front door, And then Fox News actually reported blood at the end of the gravel there. You could see it. I saw it in the pictures. So that means she made it all the way down there. All right. Well, I'd like to get to the place where I can donate my 5 memberships. So I guess we're still quite a ways from there. But if you guys are out there and you like what I do, if you can help support the channel, we're just kind of getting towards the end of the month, trying to have a nice little end of the month leading into donation night. You know. Good night, Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Yeah, you really can. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Brian Enton, you know, he's been, I would say overall he's done really good reporting over there. But that was one of the things that he stated as a fact that absolutely I didn't even take seriously because it didn't make sense. That they would bring her back inside the house and then, you know, and then it turns out that that was good instinct on my part. Let's see. Fox News, blood on walkway, or let's see. Yeah, I think this might be the one here. Let me play this. Here, look. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Yeah, this is probably it. Jesus, what the hell happened there? Okay. I think that was one of the workers there. There's blood way down in this area. There goes nothing, he said. Hey, look at that. Yeah, that looks like, hold on, let me go back. What in the heck is this? And you can see it go all the way to the edge there, right? Now watch this. See that? Boom, boom, droplets all over. I mean, it's exactly the same. Yeah, so they had it all the way down the edge of the driveway there. Thank you, Daniel Gosen. How about let's record that one just so we have it instead of having to always hold on. It goes nothing. Pretty good. Yeah, that's way over there. It's crazy. That alone should have proved it. All right. All right, I'm gonna go get that one. I'll put it in here. Well, I think I mean, this is where at the level we're at. If we get 10 more channel memberships, then I can donate my 5. So we did make it to, at least we're in that realm. So if you guys are anybody out there that wants to help try to get to that, I'll donate 5 myself, and that'll give us 15 more channel memberships. I'm gonna look for that what I just downloaded. Yeah, so look at this over here. So it's all the way over to there. I mean, you're looking at 5 feet, near. So if you're back looking at this video, that means her blood. Picture this guy right here. Pretend that he's injured with blood dripping out, which is kind of how I picture Nancy, to be honest with you, just like this, but bent over more. Right there. She's still bleeding when she's that far away, about like this, right? She's still bleeding that far away from the door. Isn't that interesting? I mean, it's sort of interesting perspective to see that means I think she was being walked right there down the driveway. See how I have these crazy little, weird ways to think of stuff to, I mean, I've always been like that, but that is exactly what you can look at. Let's go look at that again. I think it's even further than that. Here, watch. It's actually in the last tile before it goes off down a step. See that? See that? It's right there. So let's go back over to this one. And so that means he's right there. He's bent over and his foot is on the last tile right now. So literally, like right around in this area is where there's still blood dripping from her. So how did she get that far away there? I think she was being helped. I think this person right here was to the right of the screen, and Nancy was basically where this guy is walking right here on the left-hand side, and he was just sort of holding her up and had a gun on her, and she was kind of like bent over sometimes. She was kind of coughing up the blood, and they're right there. And then we know from this video here that let's go down this way and see what we can see. Thank you, Wild Bill Lossman. Now it's hard to say, because they didn't stop it. I mean, is this blood there too? I mean, that is blood, and that's blood, and that's blood. I just wouldn't. I think that it's possible that some of these other marks up here are those, but who knows? And that absolutely proves it. In fact, in this case, there's looks like a little, maybe some. It's hard to say. I think this, the 4 drops right there. Now there might be some in that shadow we just can't see. And maybe that's right there. So we need 9 more gifted channel memberships for me to donate my 10 or my 5. I mean, excuse me. God, I wish this was just HD clear, because I guarantee you there's other drops on here. I don't even think this guy looked too hard either. Is that what that is? Maybe too, right there. A bigger. All right, let's see. We got this absolutely broken my nose in a fall and a car wreck. It's like that. Right. I think she had a broken nose. Or not a broken nose, but got a bloody nose. Some of those are interesting. Almost looks like perhaps a foot, stepped on something. Doesn't look like it's just purely, especially, and this one's sort of like that too. Yeah, so I think the person is walking right over here, and he's kind of like holding her right arm and has a gun, saying, "You better not, be quiet, be quiet," and then takes her to the car. I wonder what the guy that put this here must have thought when he shows up and sees all this blood all over the place. Thanks, sweet Lorraine Gray. If pacemaker disconnected at 2:28, does that indicate time she was? Yeah. No, she didn't. She wouldn't turn it off, and she wouldn't tell her. Her cell phone wasn't turned off. They said that her pacemaker disconnected from her cell phone at that time. So that they wouldn't have said it that way if she had turned off her phone. That's the moment she was removed from the home. I think it's just no. There's no blood on the package. How could there be blood on it? It wasn't there. Okay, we'll count that one too. So now I guess we need 8 more gifted channel memberships. Right, yeah. He's walking to her right. Right there. That's what I've been saying. Mm-hmm. See, isn't it weird? I think there's a lot of people that watch these streamers and don't have any clue about what the actual facts are of this case. So they still kind of have these theories because they're all just blabbing. The chat goes by so fast, nobody knows what anybody's saying or what the news is or anything. And over here, everybody that watches this channel knows all of the information that you need to know. Nancy was still alive when she left the home because there's expirated blood right outside the door, and she's just dripping, which is consistent with like maybe a bloody nose, something like that. And if she had a bloody nose, it could go down her throat and make her cough. And so she bends over, coughs. I don't believe in the fireman carry situation. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Hey, there's 5, so we need, 4 more? We need 4 more gifted memberships, then I'll donate 5 myself. That'd be sweet. Mm-hmm. So those are the known elements. I think it's, really all I care about is when she came home. So 9:48, her garage door opens. Tommaso apparently walks her in. She goes through the door in the house. Then he goes back out. Now, if you think he's involved nefariously, he may have gone out, unlocked the side door for somebody else later to go into the garage to get inside the house. I don't know. Then at 9:50, the garage door shuts. And Nancy's in the house. She's doing whatever she does, probably gets in bed by 11 or whatever, and then falls asleep, as Erica said, maybe drinking chamomile tea, And she just eventually falls asleep in there. And then somebody shows up at the house and, what time the image was where he's wearing the backpack. The other one, I don't know. I have no idea to know what date or anything, but I feel really certain that the video with him wearing the backpack, the balaclava, the gun in the front is from right around 1:45, 1:46, and then 1:47, he disconnects the camera from the network. Interestingly, I guess we could say that maybe that video is actually about 1:44, and then he disconnects the camera, but it doesn't disconnect until he's down the street a ways, heading to put it into his car, and that's at 1:47. Because all we know is it disconnected from the network at 1:47. So where that took place, we don't know. So that's something new. It just sort of occurred to me right there that he could have removed the camera from the house at 1:45, like really ripped it off the wall. But then when he's walking down the street, it loses connection and it never makes connection again. And he puts that into his vehicle. Something like that. Doesn't bring it back with him. Doesn't just put it in his backpack. See, that's one argument you could say that he went back to his car, because the camera, if he just removed the camera and put it in his backpack, it would have recorded the entire time he was in that house, or even right next to it. But it didn't do that. So he either broke it after he took it off, or he brought it to his vehicle and left it in there and then went back, which was probably a smarter thing to do. But anyways, that's 1:47. I'm just repeating stuff because there's people that they come in and they're just not aware of some of the stuff. And so that's right. 1:47, it gets disconnected from the network. And then I think right after that, he drove his vehicle and then parked it right in the front driveway there, with the back of the vehicle facing the bottom of the steps that you exit, from the edge of the house, you come down, or the little walkway there. And he parks it there, and that's probably it, because he waits to see if anybody's going to show up after removing the camera, because that'd be absolutely foolish to show up on camera, then remove the camera. He knows that law enforcement takes longer than 2 minutes. So he doesn't mind being on camera. He's sitting there, it's sending out a signal, whatever he thinks, maybe a notification, but he's going to remove it. And once he removes it, he kind of hurriedly takes off and goes somewhere else. And he waits 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 and he waits, and nobody shows up. So then he drives back over, parks the car. But after parking the car like at 2:07 or so, walks around the back of the house, then hops over a fence, and boom, at 2:12, the camera in the backyard films him in the backyard motion. But they haven't shown us that yet. We just know that camera picked up motion by a human or an animal, I guess, is what the sheriff said. So that means it's an outdoor camera. And then right after that, he goes inside the home, and that's right around like 2:13, 2:14, probably confronts Nancy in there. And then whatever happens. We don't know that part, but she gets, her nose is bleeding. And then she gets led out the front of the house and put into her car. And that's the only reason that the camera was either trying to be blocked or removed, was because their car was going to be parked right in front of the house, and they didn't want that to be identified, which is kind of an interesting piece of information if you believe. None of this stuff I'm saying is 100%. What I'm saying is it's just a logical take on what we have with the timeline information. So I guess what's interesting about that is, if you just pulled up sideways on there, would you be really that worried if you had a really generic car that it would be identified? I guess you just wouldn't even want them to be close. But, you could sort of wonder if the car is more unique and they were really concerned about that. Like they really, didn't want, but I mean, anybody, you wouldn't want any, like even if you have a kind of a common car, that's still makes it so that you're on the radar, so to speak. All right. Did we ever get to the number up there? What do we got? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. We need 3 more gifted channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5 myself. All right. Any chance of that, you guys? Would his vehicle be on someone's? Yeah. Well, I think there's got to be a camera. I wouldn't be shocked at all if there's multiple cameras around that if they're the 24-hour type cameras, then through the leaves it picked up. Remember the one camera in the Idaho 4 case on 1112 King Road? That one had picked up so much information, it was mind-boggling. That should be the quintessential case on how to use surveillance footage from a house. It was absolutely amazing. The tiny little light shift over here, the little light shift over there, boom, boom. They knew exactly where Koberger's car was at all times. Right? And so in this case, these cameras around might pick up lights. And I would say any light picked up by a camera at around, let's say, 220. I would just go with 228, or I'd go like 225, but just make it better, like 215 to 245. Any light of a vehicle showing up here is a really important surveillance footage. I mean, this is elderly people live here. You almost never see elderly people out at 2:30 in the morning driving around doing stuff. So you have a vehicle out there. It's likely going to be it. All right, guys, we need to get those 3 more gifted memberships. Who's going to do it? Come on, you guys. Just trying to get things moving along here. Then I'll donate 5 myself to 5 lucky gifted membership winners. All right, but we need 3 more on my challenge. Mine always seem the hardest to reach. Until 3 collies just did it. Well, thank you, 3 collies. Very kind. All right. We're going to do... And here we go. Thank you so much there. 3 collies. There we go. All right. Awesome. Welcome all the new members there. Make sure to stick around. Stick around. What movie was that from, you guys? Stick around. Anybody can do it? Hey, thanks, Kathy Freidenmaker. Stick around. What movie? Come on, you guys. There's got to be a guy out there that knows. Come on. Hamster said, I have no clue. Come on. That was, okay, I'm going to count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, it's from Predator. Okay. Don't you remember with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Hey, you're getting close there, Chris O'Connell. You did have the right actor, but it was from, yeah, it did sound like Schwarzenegger because that was it. It's from the movie Predator. Remember that when they're in that little village and he throws that, basically a K-bar knife. It goes right through the person and sticks them to the wall, and he goes, stick around. Oh, yeah, that was good stuff. Let's see. I wonder if the one door... Yeah, Predator is a great movie. That's a good one. Yeah, everybody said Arnold. I mean, I was trying to make it sound like Arnold. You got to guess the movie is what I said. Yeah, I like the Mac guy at the end. I'm going to have me some fun. I'm going to have me some fun. If you give us opposition again, I'm going to bleed you. Yeah, I watch that like once a year, or sometimes twice. That thing is so good. Year one. Let's see. Man, that's too bad, Lisa. Man, you missed out a lot. Sounds like you got a problem there. Let's see. I'm wondering if the one DoorDash guy they rated was on a... Yeah, I think he just has a type of vehicle that matches a little bit. Yeah, I know a lot of the words from that one. I don't have time to bleed. Remember that one? That was Jesse Ventura's character. The guy looks over and you're bleeding. He goes, I don't have time. I don't have time to bleed. Get the chopper. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why nobody's calling in. That's just how it works here, you know. At the top of the chat, there's a StreamYard link. You can call in and tell your theories. All right? Pretty easy to do. I think one's better. It's just the best one. Second one's not bad with Bill Paxton. Yeah, that's from Terminator. He's got a lot of lines in Total Recall. Consider the divorce. You think this is the real Quaid? It is. Let's see. How about the spit on the boots? Yeah, I was thinking about that. He said, you've got a real nasty habit there. Yeah, Total Recall. After he, I think it was, what's her face? The blonde. She's a Stone. I think her last name is Stone or something. Yeah, she, remember she was like a bad person pretending to be with him. Yeah, Sharon Stone, right? All right, anyways. Who's got the thoughts out there? Who's got the thoughts? Nah, he was great. Yeah, you gotta watch him, Lisa. Like Terminator. That's really good. Terminator, Predator. What else is, I mean, yeah, he's really good in Kindergarten Cop is good. He's good in True Lies. I mean, those are sweet movies, man. I thought he was really good in Kindergarten Cop for some reason. Yeah, True Lies is sweet. I just watched that one again. See you later, Peter. Just don't have time for you. You're never fun. Yeah. Maybe come back and try again in 10 minutes, all right? What happened? All right, who's calling in? Come on, you guys. You can do it. It's so simple. You just click up there. You click on the link. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hey, it looks like we've got a few people. We got more people on X watching than we do on YouTube. How weird is that? Hey, somebody on X type something in the chat here. I can see it on my end over here. That'd be kind of cool. Because we actually have 916 people watching. But there's more on Twitter, if you can believe that. I saw twins. I just, you know, I like, he's got to be more like an action. I don't have a tumor. I don't have a tumor. That was the other guy, right? There's no way I have 500 people watching on Twitter. If there was, they'd probably have typed something already. Yeah, Tuma. Oh yeah, Conan. I don't know if that was in kindergarten camp. All I know is Lisa Valenzuela's missed out on a hell of a lot of good movies of never watching Schwarzenegger in a movie. Those movies are all out before he was the governor, or most of them. Yep. I gotta go check it out, man. There's no way. How could I have more watching on Twitter? That's crazy. Let's see, where is it? Oh, I guess somebody got me a clip from Vinny on Vinny Politan. They said, Gray, he's on Vinny Politan, Hollywood. Put it out there. Yeah. I've been on there, I don't know, 20 times at least now. You gotta go watch one. Go watch Predator just for me, Lisa, just for the hell of it, right? It's pretty good. If it bleeds, we can kill it. That's where that came from. That was a good one. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Yeah, weird. It says that I'm live. Where do you go to comment on it? I don't know. I don't know where people, when you're watching it live. That was me. Interesting. I don't know. I think your comment got removed. Were you raised under a rock? I don't know. He was too busy. Yeah, I don't know. I think wasn't Arnold okay as a governor, other than the fact that he did some of those stupid stuff? But you know, I don't know. He just seemed. I don't know if he was a good governor. He was a Republican, so that was at least something different than the nut job that they got in there now. Hey, what do you guys think of the State of the Union yesterday? I thought that was pretty good, didn't you? I don't know. No, it says right at the top right here. Look. Look. See right there? This is my, it says right there, 900 and right there. See, there's 392 watching here, and it says 529 on X. See that? That's not the total. See right there? That says live viewers, 387 and 529. See that? So I don't know if that's an error or what's going on with that, but So that's not correct, J. Crow. Yet again. Let's see. No, he stabbed us in the back. Fake Republican. Oh, was he? Oh, yeah, I remember Gray Davis. Kind of sucked he had my same first name. Yeah. You know, the worst one ever was we had a guy named Chris Dudley who played for the Blazers. And then, I don't know, 20 years later, he ran for governor against Kitzhaber. And he almost won. The entire state was red, other than Eugene and Portland again, and he just barely lost. And then Kitzhaber had to resign in disgrace later, and then they put another Democrat in there. It's such garbage. But he's running again this time, so let's see what happens. Probably has no shot. And why would you want somebody in there that would probably make sure that, you know, streets were clean, you know. Yeah, I always call it Twitter. Yeah. I mean, it could be that is the total views. I'm just saying that's not how it's reported on StreamYard. It says, right. It says that there are 500 and something live viewers on there, not just total views. Maybe that's an error on StreamYard's part. Wow, you guys, thanks for all the call-ins tonight. Real fun stuff. Well, it's actually called X, you know, but I just say Twitter because it just pops into my head that way. And everybody, you know, it's Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, of course. Uh-huh. Good night, Sandy Will. Thanks for your support. No. I don't think they send super chats in over there. I mean, they don't have something similar, I don't think. I just watched Shawshank Redemption again, all the way through. Yeah, even though I don't like any of the actors personally, that's such a great movie. It's just, you know, probably, I would say that Shawshank Redemption is probably one of the top 5 movies ever made. Like, it's just so incredible, like all the way through, the way it was written. You know, it's just unbelievable, really. You know, so even if you don't like those people, that's what sucks so much, that those idiots always come out and say shit, like, you know, like De Niro, that he's not in the movie, but, you know, he always says stuff and you just go, screw you, De Niro. You know, he's almost to the point where you don't want to watch anything he's in because of the crap that he says. But I'll watch the old movies he made before saying those. Yeah, he's worth like $1 trillion, isn't he? Elon Musk. Yeah. I mean, I think she just accidentally removed the one where you said he was diddling the maid or something. Green Mile's pretty good. I don't think it's the same. I think Shawshank Redemption is so great because it feels like like that is absolutely what could happen to somebody. Where Green Mile is sort of this sort of fanciful, you know, it's like a totally fictional feel to it, but it's a good movie. You know, I'm not saying. It bums me out too, so that's why it doesn't have a good ending. It sucks. Guys, any of you guys watch the Night Action or the Night Agent on YouTube? I always watch that. That's a good series. Night Agent. Oh yeah, the Running Man. Oh, you never watched it, Sandy? Jesus, man, it's a long movie. It's like 3 hours long. That's right. He was one of the. I mean, Tim Robbins was just. He wasn't even. Nobody. He had a really small part in that. Just being a little extra pilot on the side. Yeah, I think Stand By Me. I actually know the guy that was the dead body. He was in my fraternity. Hey, Three Collies said, love the State of the Union. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought he made. I don't know who's what's her name? Tlaib or whatever from Minnesota. She's an absolute embarrassment. She looks like she would behead somebody. The way she gets her so angrily, she looks way too angry, like just like a nut job. Did you guys see that look on her face? Yeah, I mean, I guess it might bother you a little bit that you're, like $9 to $18 billion was stolen by your community, but it happened. Let's see. I mean, she looks like look at her face when they pan over to her. Whew, wow. It just looks so hateful, She shouldn't even be here. She's hates America, just absolute pile of crap person, Let's see. I don't know. My chihuahuas always have a nice face. Especially Clancy. He's always so happy. That guy right there. Wow, look at these guys. He's not going to lose. Oh, that must be. Oh, there. That is live. Look at Clancy. He's got his two paws on top of that bone there. He's not going to let anybody take that. You can forget that. I also liked how he made them look really stupid. People wouldn't. He said, "Would everybody please stand who supports the notion that that us being, the people working in the government, first job is to protect American citizens over the rights of illegal aliens," and they wouldn't stand up for that. I mean, what? What are you doing? I mean, of course, American citizens you're going to protect. Ah, jeez. Fetterman's the only one over there that seems to know what's going on. Only one that's brain actually works, ironically. Yeah, they didn't support it. Yeah, it's just. Then they make up some crazy stuff about the hockey players. I thought giving the hockey player the Presidential Medal of Freedom was a little much. The goalie, I'll say that. I haven't heard anybody else say that, but I just think, it was really cool to win and everything, but I would reserve the Medal of Freedom for like sort of a lifelong commitment to something or doing something extraordinary and like maybe prevented some sort of an attack that saved a whole bunch of people. But yeah, it didn't bother me that much. Just like, yeah, a little much there. Presidential Medal of Freedom for having a good game, saving goal, not letting somebody score goals. What do you guys think of that? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that, Doesn't make me go, oh man, the whole thing sucked because he gave the guy. I just think you got to have a little higher standard for the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's a sport, It was great, and America beat Canada. Canada, like, I guess apparently just totally outplayed us, but our goalie kept them from scoring. Did you guys see the one save he had where he puts the stick out and it hits the stick? I mean, it was just a wide open shot. The puck's going in, and then he just puts the little 2-inch stick out there and it hits it and flies off to the side. Unbelievable. No, it had way more than 39%. He was at 60 something. Yeah. He didn't say to clap for the tariffs. That's the dumbest reply I've ever seen. What about the old veteran that was in the? Yeah, I thought that was crazy. Remember that the one of the World War, I guess the one World War II veteran was born on the 4th of July 100 years ago. There's probably very few World War II veterans still alive. I mean, it's got to be less than 1,000 now, because you'd have to be 99 plus years old to still be alive, and fought in the war. And then they gave the Medal of Honor to the other one for the Korean War. They didn't explain what he did, though. Or maybe I missed that part. Hey, Troll, we're talking about something else right now. People didn't seem to want to call in or anything, so we're just... Yeah. People have fought in like World War II and even Vietnam. I mean, the stuff they had to go through. Korean War. Man, just brutal. I mean, anybody that fights for America and puts their life on the line is just, it's amazing to me. Turkey Wednesday is in here to try to create trollness. We weren't talking about, you're trying to sort of dim what he was doing. Maybe he was 39, maybe he's 49% now. Here's what I think. I think a lot of Democrats a lot of people that are not voting or sort of disapproval rating for Trump are people that aren't assigning the blame. You had 4 years of the highest inflation ever, and then Trump came in and has stabilized it and has been lowering prices. But what Trump doesn't convey to people very well is, listen, you guys, I understand you feel the pain. The last 4 years rose the prices up so high. We've stabilized them, but we've got more work to do. We've got to lower the prices, and then I think you'll start seeing it, but you'll really start noticing it in your taxes this year for this reason, this reason, and this reason. And then maybe people will be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because to sit there and blame, because the pain hasn't gone away for the prices, it's ludicrous to blame Trump for your feeling when he actually stabilized it, lowered gas prices and a whole bunch of other things. And yet people still feel the way they feel because their wages haven't increased enough to make it not feel that way. Okay, so that's all like in the works, but I just think it's strange how, like why would he be blamed for that? It's just bizarre to me. It's so obvious. Go look at the rate of inflation in the difference. I thought it was good. That's what we were talking about. I thought State of the Union was good. Oh, sorry about that, eloquent pirate. Well, thanks for his service. Thank you, Candy. Wait, Candy Nedwards. Candy Nedwards. I was thinking Camden. No, it's Camden Edwards. Camden Edwards. That's right. I figured it out that one time. They do not want to see. It's just easier to hate. I just think it's strange how, like, what is it that people are seeing that they don't like right now? I mean, I there's things that he says and the way he talks sometimes that I don't like. I don't like the way the whole Greenland, conversation and how that goes and stuff like that. It's just, but it's such a minor thing comparatively. You have somebody that got rid of Iran's nuclear ability, and now they're back in there again because Iran seems to like they want to. And then he got rid of Maduro in Venezuela. He is, working on trying to stop the war that Biden let. The reason that war happened was because of the weakness Biden showed pulling out of Afghanistan. Putin just goes, "This guy's incompetent." Boom, and went right in. And Biden said he had a red line, don't. Well, when they did it, you're don't. What did don't mean then? Nothing. Didn't mean a damn thing. So, he's trying to stop that one. He's stopped other wars. He's bringing manufacturing back. But things take time, for God's sakes. I mean, we are 14 months in, and you want him to have all the factories built. I just think it's sick, man. You're gonna vote back in the same people who got us into that issue, the problem in the first place? Wow, that's just it's almost mind-boggling. I just think the media is so biased that it sways people's minds in the way that they are told it and the way they perceive something. Because of the media. The media is not fair, honest. The journalism's gone. It's garbage. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm optimistic that. I mean, I think when people see their tax returns, especially if you're a business owner or sort of an decent wages, they actually have this huge increase. I think it was like 14. There was like this minimum something of like 14,000, and it went all the way up to 40,000 deduction. The tips that people make, that's in there. I guess we'll just have to see how it all comes out. I mean, it's just crazy. Just watch like Morning Joe one time. What an embarrassment. Just nothing ever positive to say about anything. There's always a spin. It just doesn't matter. Like Trump could have his daughter, or not daughter, his granddaughter come over, Kai or something, and sit down and have some, like a hamburger or something. And then he'd go, look at that. He's feeding his daughter the hamburger. Now what's going on with that? Because the health and human, blah, 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 blah. It's just garbage. I'm sick of it. But anyways, I thought it was pretty good. Don't most of you think it was, while it was long, it didn't feel that long because it was mildly entertaining, right? It was the longest State of the Union in history. But it seemed pretty normal because there were so many exciting, great things that he was talking about. Yeah, not really. I mean, it's not really propaganda if it's real, right? Yeah. I mean, propaganda is when, well, I guess, you know, if you're putting out positive information, maybe it's a form of propaganda, but if it's true, or, you know, I always think of propaganda as there's a falseness to it to make it seem a certain way. I mean, hell, why don't we look it up? I'm not sure I spelled it right. Propaganda is the systemic bias or misleading. Yeah, there you go. Misleading or dissemination of information, ideas, or rumors designed to influence audience attitudes, emotions, and behaviors to promote a specific political, commercial, or social agenda. Well, there you go. MSNBC, CNN, ABC. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if his name was mentioned 3,000 times in the Epstein files. Yeah. All the times people said, hey, does Trump know anything? And that gets in there. Oh, does Trump, you know, a lot of it's just people talking about him that were associated with discussing the case. And it makes it into the overall files. It's a cover-up, man. They got rid of the things that would make him look bad, but then kept the one. Oh, boy. Here we go. He's the one that opened the damn things up. Okay? But the obsession that people have with those files is the thing that just drives me nuts. I mean, while they're interesting, it's like, wow. It feels like Candace Owens material. You know, you're just so trying to find that one little thing that can get this guy and that guy. And I think we should punish anybody that was exploiting anybody, you know, younger adults or even any of the adults that were in the trafficking world. Looks like they're doing that in Europe, and I guess they're going to be interviewing Hillary and Bill Clinton here pretty soon. But Trump was like, yeah, you know, probably shouldn't put them through that, but hey, here we go. We're doing it. But do your dogs get along with each other? Yeah, they get along when we put them all out. Right here, though, we put that little divider in there because they start growling and trying to take the other, you know. The one on the left or right-hand side, Benny, he's strange. Now, you could be petting Benny, and then with your other hand, petting Clancy, but then he gets pissed off and he just starts looking at Clancy, even though you're still petting him. And yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, he's trying to get Trump. Trump actually, like, kicked Epstein out because of what he is. Why come nobody talks about that part? He didn't want to hang out with that guy. He thought he was a sleazebag. I've been to that site. I downloaded a ton of files. But you can do searches on there. There's like so many files on there. Yeah. That's a real thing, Trump derangement syndrome. I've talked to some of my friends are actually that type because I live in Oregon. They literally, it doesn't matter what he does. Doesn't matter how you discuss something. They can never say, well, I thought that was pretty good. And it just can't come out of their mouth. It just can't happen because they have to always find what is the worst way to view anything that is said. Thank you up there, Jax D. So look at Clancy. Clancy! I wonder if you can hear that. Clancy! He can't. That's through a wall. He couldn't hear that. Yeah, I mean, Talita, whatever the hell the name is, she has Trump arrangements. I mean, look at the anger her face has in it. How about you should own, like somebody was talking about it. Why doesn't she own the fact that the Somali community stole $9 billion and say, wow, we should do better than this? We're in this country, we're given a chance here, and you guys are, do something like that. Instead, it's, hey, there was somebody else that took some money too, you bastard. Right. Well, how about the $9 billion that your, constituents took? No, I didn't see that, Sandy. They'll probably say that's a cover-up and put it in there. But that was a fake document to make it look like he was doing something. It doesn't really matter. But by the way, did Candace start her series yet? Her dark series? Remember how I was always telling everybody? Megyn Kelly just totally got that whole thing wrong. She said that, I haven't seen Candace ever say anything about Erica Kirk at all, and so it's like, no, she has. She just does it in a way that's a little passive aggressive, and watch, someday she's absolutely going to do it. Okay. Oh, wow. She started this shit. Candace Owens just uncovered Erica Kirk's secret early years. And it's wilder than anyone expected. Was Erica born a male? She's not really saying Erica Kirk was a male, right? Is she starting to say that too? That's because she's the wife of the person who started it. About like what you make on YouTube with your god-awful videos. She is a disgusting person. This lady, right here, she is a disgusting human being. Yeah, all right. How much do you donate, Candace? Like out of each one of your month, how much do you give out of your 200,000 or whatever you make? What do you? What do you mean you want? What do you mean that you want? What? You know what? They need to just sue her like right away. This she's just turned into an absolute. You guys see what's his name? Shit. Who was the guy that Dan Bongino? He just went off on a long rant on her. God, she's sick. So that came out already. Then she has this whole series that she's doing. Let's see. Oh yeah, she did it. Yeah. So it says Bride of Charlie, A Wrinkle in Time episode. What a sick God. Let's see. I'd much rather hang out with my 3 collies than a liberal any day. My Dogs have more to offer and make more sense. Have a great night, everyone. Hey, have a good night yourself. You know, it's weird that I have friends that are actually like, they're Democrats, but they're right, you know, they agree with the common sense stuff, a little bit more like Fetterman, you know. But anything you bring up again, Trump, they always think it's the worst thing in the world, even though it's really good. Yeah, Joy Behar. God, what a Jesus, what a joke. So you guys seen this? This is what she's, or I gotta get rid of that screen. Hold on. So you have, look at that. Look how dark that is. Bride of Charlie. Bride of Charlie, a Wrinkle in Time episode. Or let me see if I can find the part where. How come she's allowed to dox people and do all this stuff? Who are grandparents, you know? How come YouTube doesn't? Yeah. Who cares? Oh my God! So the Egyptians. Oh my God! So the Egyptians must have flown in there. Holy crap, everybody! The Egyptians. Fun fact, you know, there's got to be a tie in there somehow. She's insane. How she's a. Yeah, it's like I don't care if people, if there's people out there, if you don't like Trump, just because of the way he is and stuff like that, I'm okay. But don't pretend that there's nothing he does that's good. Okay, like because he does a lot of good things, and they are good things. They are factually good things. Okay, and so when people go, no, there's nothing, then I don't have any respect for you at all. All right, that's where we're totally on a different planet, you know. But if you're somebody who just doesn't like him because you don't like him, the way he is and so forth, and you don't like some of his policies, but to sit there and say that every single thing that he does, that just shows that you're completely biased, and you probably shouldn't be one of the people that's allowed to vote. You know, I actually would vote for, you know what, I'll tell you what, I would feel safe, even though I don't agree with a lot of it, if Fetterman was the president, for example, because he actually has a brain that works. Or how about Harold Ford, for example, on Fox News? He's a Democrat. When you listen to him, he's somebody that if he was the president, I wouldn't be nervous at all, like I was when Obama was president. That guy was the most divisive president I've ever seen. All right. The thing is, there's people like that out there, right? And I bet you, Josh Shapiro, for example, I don't think I would feel nervous and freaked out if he was. But if you put somebody in there like AOC or the idiot from California, then I have a huge problem. Okay. That's where I'm really going to have a big problem. But if you have common sense and you've displayed your common sense, it doesn't freak me out. Do you see? I'd prefer a Republican, absolutely for certain, right? Like because I agree with the policies more, right? But I'm just saying it wouldn't freak me out if somebody like Shapiro or Fetterman or like a Harold Ford type, ones that just think reasonably, rationally, but have some different points of view on, the edges and some core beliefs that are different. You get it? It's just when you have radicals, that is where it's just, man, it's crazy. Like I wouldn't throw Trump in as a radical anything. He actually has beliefs that are sort of, non-capitalistic, thoughts. And what's he radical about? Think about it. I think what people just don't like him because people have been told not to like him. And then they see things differently that he says because they were told to view what he says a certain way. So when you see it, you go, oh, there you go. See, look. Mm-hmm. No, I didn't see that. I don't remember mentioning that earlier. Oh. What was it? I did see something. Who was it that was singing? Oh, no, that was something else. Here, let me play this. I think it's crazy. She goes around and just sits there and puts out all this garbage and then has this long ad. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, are people really like into this? Like, I want to piss off so that she would investigate my family roots because I want to know where I come from. These people are stupid. My dude, Bridget Macron, is tap dancing in the French Palace saying, "Thank you, Erica Kirk. You really took a target off my back." It's just so... Yeah. Anyways, that's just sad. I'm not even going to play it. Hey, what'd you think of it, Mary? What'd you think of it? Oh yeah. So for anybody that saw me on Court TV, how did I do? Did my explanation come off okay? I just felt like I don't have the amount of time to say what I want to say a lot of times. Oh yeah? What part? Yeah. I never gain subs or anything when I'm on there. It's just sort of a weird... Here, do me a favor. Go on YouTube after they post the show and then watch all the trolls in there that'll go, "I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again." Ooh. That's a pretty good imitation, wasn't it? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What does that mean? A trauma vulture? What the hell does that even mean? What a foolish, stupid comment. What is it? What does that even mean, for God's sake? No, you go watch it. Everybody in there will be... these people go, "I can't believe you had Gray on, Vinny. I'm not watching." It's just the stupidest thing you've ever seen. I was succinct. Yeah, cool. Well, at least I hope I got it out there. He seemed like he goes, "Yeah, go ahead. Fire away," he said, or something like that. So I went ding, 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 ding. And then the other lady, she seemed to want to sort of bash it a little bit. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's got to be 500 people out there. A lot of different creators have theories and whatnot. But the thing is we know how did it help the person by removing her? That's what we want. And I go, yeah, great. That's the why. I know that's what our question was, but I just said the why and then skipped right over it. And I wanted to get the theory out there because I think when you view it that way, when you know that he removed the camera because he knew that his vehicle was going to be on camera, that shows you that he for certain was going to be removing her from the house through the front door. And they also had it wrong on there, saying that the blood droplets only show up on the porch. So on my segment, I said, I also want to say, to correct something, they actually found droplets of blood inside the house all the way down the path. And Fox News even showed the blood on the gravel. Remember that part? Yeah. Let's see. I see. Thanks for that, Jessica. All right. Did we get any? No. Only had the one coffee. I did get a. So I got Lisa Valenzuela coffee and a Rachel for a PayPal. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think tomorrow it'll be on their channel. They usually post those segments on there the next day. Yeah, you just have to go out onto their YouTube, Court TV, their videos, and then they post the next day. Each segment's like its own video. I was on the third segment. Because they might not have it yet, Eric. What do you mean? Why haven't they released it? We don't know if they have it. They've had to use Google to back engineer these sort of almost corrupted files because they didn't pay their subscription. So they would record a video, but they're immediately set to, you can record over them and like delete it almost. And then so the next one might write over that a little bit. And then you just have little chunks here and there. See, when people ask questions like that, it makes it seem like you're trying to imply a conspiracy. Why haven't they released something? Well, let's see, because it's one of their buddies and they don't want to, Yeah, just look through their videos that they've got. Anyways, all right. Let's see. Thank you guys for, pretty successful night. What do you guys think of my video that I'm working on now? I think this looks pretty cool. Here, look. So this is like on a side street. I'm just using a sphere as the person, So here comes the suspect. And this is a true model of the neighborhood. Downloaded the 3D content online. And he goes up, then goes into the archway right there. And then after removing the camera, exits, comes out this direction again, same way, and then goes back to where the car was. Maybe takes the camera with him. And then maybe puts that in the car. But then he sits over here. I'm not sure if this is the location. This is where I picked, all right? So he goes back over here and he waits to see if law enforcement will show up. And then after it doesn't show up after 20 minutes or so, he takes off. I don't have the wheels spinning or anything. It's just following a spline. Goes around and then goes into the driveway over here and then parks. And then it's going to be at that point where they get out of the car. And I think what I'm going to probably have it do is once it gets out of the car, I'm going to have the person walk around like this and then hop over a fence here. And then I'll probably have like a little flash, like a bing, and that'll be this camera right there picks up the motion. And they enters the home, maybe right there. I don't mean that's the back door to the garage, right? So I don't know if that's when they say back door, is that how he entered the home or was it right over here? Don't know. But anyway, it should be pretty cool, I think. All right, so thank you to Alicia Nelson, Cindy Boswell. We had Sandy Will. And Carol Silva gifted a membership. And Tamsters. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Hey, and if you want to tip the channel on the way out the door because you like what we do here, that would be great too. Wild Bill Wassman. Then we had Tamsters. Then Alley Cake. Then Daniel Gosen. Right next to the land of Canaan. And then we had Joel Burnt. And Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. And then we have Allie Cake, Lori Fisher, Michelle H., Tamsters, Cheryl Bullock. Hey, how's the Corey Richens case going? Cheryl Bullock, Sweet Lorraine, Wild Bill Wassman, Sherry C., then Bruce Holdaway, Tamsters, Sweet Lorraine. I think she did a challenge too. Notorious Nance, 73 months. Your patience amazes me, Gray. Right. But people don't think that in the chat. Like we had somebody in here earlier that was just bitching and bitching and bitching about how the camera in the front of the house actually filmed. They used the footage on the camera to prove later that she was alive. And not only has there never been anybody that said that they showed proof of life, also they didn't pay the subscription. So there would be no footage for them to look at unless they happen to have with them one of the Google experts who knew how to get onto the cloud really quick and then download the file and interpret it and then convert it back into a video to show as, yeah. All right. Thanks, Carol Silva. And then we had Katie McMahon, became a YouTube member. Then Phyllis Watson, gifted 5. And then Nikki 6. Nikki 6 gifted a membership. Then Sandy Shirley. Then Allie Cake. Then Shinobi Business. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Shelly Mullen. Man, let's see. Shelly Molina Vidal. Okay. Phyllis Watson. And Carol Silva gifted 1. Then 3 Collies. Thank you for your insight as always. Has anyone been mentioned about? Yeah, people have talked about the trash. I don't think they considered that. And Phyllis Watson again, thank you so much. And then Carol Silva, Michelle H., Sweet Lorraine, and 3 Collies. Sweet Lorraine gifted 5. That was the challenge. And then 3 Collies gifted 5. And then we had Daniel Gosen. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Sweet Lorraine. Then Chris O'Connell gifted 5. Then Shelky gifted 1. And then 3 Collie gifted 5. And then I gifted 5 because of you guys. And then Kathy Fredmaker, 3 Collie. Camden Edwards. Jack D. And 3 Collies. Thank you. Anyways, hope you guys found the show mildly interesting. I said I'm going to give this a month. So we still got, it'll just go till like, I think March 1st will be the last unless there's like a huge break and we're starting now we got somebody arrested and we have a probable cause document, then we're going to keep going. But we'll keep covering it like the daily update portion, and then we'll try to get some other cases in. All right. What are you referring to? Less honor camp or honor camp? Anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys later. All right. Appreciate it. Yep, nothing going on with the dogs either. So, yeah. Well, it's good to see you. Chris O'Connell, Les Honor Camp, Michelle H, Tamsters, Lisa Valenzuela, Chris O'Connell, Alicia Nelson, Valerie Curdo, Sandy Shirley, Jessica Schubach, Phyllis Watson, Songbird, etc. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Not one call tonight. Not one. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time,
Quite a while, Greg?
one person. Yes, quite a while. That is a
Crime dissector, thug rejector, I'm certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector
is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture.
Crime collector, big connector.
And I'm always gonna be a protector.
fool deflector, interceptor.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector.
On his spectre with all respect, y'all.
Just remember,
The jet show. I have no agenda. I'm no agenda.
and I'll send it to you straight without the window.
And in the end, I'm gonna send you.
On a mission to reveal a true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back. Wow, that was pretty good, Mary Lou. Timmy, John Boy, not too bad, you know?
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
What the hell was that?
What the heck was that? All right, you guys. Thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, common sense, and a pesky thing called facts. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.